welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how to fix and boost your credit score to get almost 100 to 150 points. And I'm going to break this down to you. It's going to be in a 3-step process so you can understand how to do it properly. And you usually can see results within 30 to 60 days of your credit score changing, going up, like I said, between 100 to almost 150 points or more. Now, the first thing I want to do is let you all know that if you have elderly, single parents, or people that are just financially struggling in the community, these are some resources that you should reach out to help find financial assistance to help you. You have unclaimed.org. Now, a lot of people, since I've been turning them on to this, people have been finding money through unclaimed.org. Missingmoney.com, also a place where you can also find money. You have class action lawsuits, so that's where you may have bought a product or you may had a membership and they had a class action lawsuit because they overcharge you on membership or something like that. You can find money that way. For those that are single parents, single fathers, single mothers, or whatever, they got child care and development funds available. Then they have low income housing energy assistance. So people that are struggling to pay their utility bills and stuff, there's programs out there for you guys. And then also USA.gov, 311.org, 211.org. Those are the places also that would help you get financial assistance if you're struggling, okay? So those that are out in our communities, please check on them, especially our elderly. Inflation is hard right now, so a lot of our elderly, they're going without and they're not telling nobody about it. Or you got single parents or people, especially single brothers that have kids and stuff. They may be struggling and stuff, but they're not going to tell because of their pride. So I encourage you all to share these resources with them, okay? That being said, step number 1. If you're trying to boost up your credit score, trying to fix your credit score, and you're trying to do it as fast as possible, this is step number 1. When trying to fix your personal credit, the biggest thing that most people miss is removing old addresses, okay? The reason is, this is a big key. The reason is, like with the major databases and stuff like that, if you're disputing old collections, charge-off, liens and stuff on your credit report, one of the biggest medical bills, one of the bigger things that always bring it back to say, oh, we verified, is because you never removed that address. This is the biggest key. Address, fixing your name. Those are two of the biggest keys in terms of helping you boost your credit score. Now, where do you need to go? You want to deal directly with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to remove old addresses. Then you want their third-party companies. They have Clarity. They have DataX. Clarity owned by Experian. DataX owned by Equifax. Factor Trust owned by TransUnion. Have old addresses of yours, okay? Then you have LexisNexis, SageStream. They have old addresses of yours. Then you have CoreLogic. These places here is what's keeping you whenever you're trying to dispute negative items on your credit file and stuff. They're checking these databases, okay? And then when they send out for that name and address, and that address comes back, yeah, they was at that address at this time, guess what? They saying it's verified. And so the next step you would have to do, because they're not properly verifying, they just see an address in the system, you would have to actually put in a full complaint to the CFPB against the credit bureaus. So a lot of these companies, these credit repair companies that are trying to fix your credit, and they're doing it through the computer. One of the things about it, is that you lose that legal liability to challenge things when you do it through the computer because they already code the system. All right, and you need to understand that. So when you're dealing with these people that say, oh, we do credit repair and stuff, now you have a piece of knowledge to ask them, hey, do you do this? And making sure they provide you with documentation showing proof that, hey, this is our steps. And making sure they're not doing it through the computer. Yes, doing it through the computer can get you faster results sometimes. But at the same time, if that thing comes back verified, then you can lose your legal leverage in order to sue the credit bureaus for not fully verifying. So that's step number one. Step number two, I always tell people, add on your existing bills. You can use Grow Credit. Grow Credit is a company. There's another company called Perch. Use those companies. If you have subscriptions, gym membership, car insurance and stuff, sign up with these type of companies to get those as primary trade lines added to your credit. Okay? Because the more positive trade lines you have on your credit file, the better it is to boost up your credit score. Now, here's one that's controversial because people are like, well, adding authorized users. Adding authorized users still help your credit. Now, understanding that with a FICO 8 credit system, they don't calculate authorized users. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But your FICO 9, you're still able to get funding through the credit unions, through the fintech companies and stuff with a strong FICO 9 credit score. So that's the reason I tell people, do not ignore adding these trade lines because you still can get just as much money through FICO 9 than you do with the traditional banks that use FICO 8. Like Chase use FICO 8, American Express use FICO 8, Bank of America use FICO 8. The good one that uses FICO 9 is Wells Fargo. Your credit unions, you have Navy Federal, Penn Fed that gives you large lines of personal loans and stuff like that, and good credit card limits. Even if you have bad credit with a Navy Federal 530 credit score, but you have a good internal credit score, FICO 9 credit score, they will still give you funding. Okay, so don't think because you have a low credit score, if you're with these type of financial institutions that pull FICO 9, most of the time they do an internal score. You have Patel Credit, Patel 1 and 2, they look at your FICO 9, okay, to get funding. The X card, the new metal card, the X1 card, FICO 9. So these are the things that you need to understand because your FICO 8 file may be not good. Your FICO 9 score still can get you access to funding. Now, if you don't know the difference between your FICO 8, your FICO 9, your FICO 5, your FICO 2, your FICO 3, click the link, get your real FICO file, and schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. I will break it down and we can talk further about FICO 9 financial institutions that you may can approach. Even there's FICO 9 if you're just coming out of a bankruptcy that can actually get you funding. All right? Now, this is another bigger one. Adding rent to your credit report. I keep telling you, I was just talking to a client, they paying in money order, they're paying in cash. Stop that. You're putting yourself in a worse off position by paying somebody with a money order or with a check. A money order or with cash, okay? Even if you're roommating, there's systems out there that I always tell you, go to plastic.com, PLASTIQ.com, set up an account, sign your Visa debit card if you're using your Visa debit card, or if you have a secured Visa card, sign that card up with it, put the money on that card, let Plastic send them a check to pay for your portion of the rent. But stop giving your roommates cash and money orders, okay? Because you're missing out on a trade line that can help boost your credit score an extra 25 points, Okay, and by you able to show that you're paying rent as well, what ends up happening is that showing as a trade line on your credit file. This is what FHA will use in order to help you qualify for a mortgage. By the way, now FHA, for people that are trying to get a mortgage and stuff, they just released that now there's 40-year mortgages. Right now, they're saying it's for people that was in forbearance, that's having a problem making mortgage payments and stuff, that's coming out of forbearance, so that you can have a longer mortgage. But at the same time, if having a longer mortgage means a less that you'll be able to still qualify for a home instead of just continuing paying rent for the next 10 years, you're just throwing away money. Okay, sometimes paying rent could be beneficial, but a lot of times for a lot of people that's trying to build wealth, it's better to try to at least own some type of real estate in order to build some type of a better financial foundation, okay? Now, step number 3, doing the debt snowball. If you're an individual that has a lot of outstanding debts, okay, you have a lot of revolving credit cards and stuff like that, here's the thing that's going to get you the biggest impact on your credit score. I always tell people there's 2 processes, but I always tell people start with the debt snowball. And the debt snowball is where you listing your smallest bill to your largest bill. And you paying off that small bill first. Every bill you pay off to 0, this helps impact your credit score, boost your credit score up the fastest, okay? And so I know some people are like, well, Houston, I don't have the money to do that. It's hard for me to get a loan because I have too much debt. Here's a couple lenders that offer loans that don't trip on the credit score. They trip on your, they look at actually how long you've been on your job, how long you've been at your resident, okay? And that's CASHUSA. Now, granted, CASHUSA, their lenders only go up to $10,000 max, okay? But at the same time, depending on how much debt you have, again, doing the debt snowball, it may be enough to help you pay down enough of your debts so your credit score can go up so that you can get access to more funding. So they're not tripping off of your personal credit. So this is one personal loan. Another personal loan is CREDITLOAN.com. CREDITLOAN.com, again, not tripping off of your credit score. They're looking at in terms of how long you've been on your job, what's your DTI, how much is your rent, that type of thing. They do alternate things. They look at alternate data points instead of your credit to help you qualify for funding. Now, if you have real bad credit, the maximum amount they're willing to loan you is $5,000. But again, if you have bad credit and you have a good job, you've been paying your bills on time and stuff like that, but you just have a lot of debt, these are some lenders that you want to turn to. Besides CREDITLOAN.com, they have a 90% approval chance is what they're stating, all right? Now, if you have questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, understanding more about your personal credit, again, click the link in the description and schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.